Ladies and gentlemen, basketball fans, and lovers of the game, welcome to a speech that will take us on a journey to one of the most iconic nights in NBA history. A night that marked the arrival of a player who would change not just the Cleveland Cavaliers, but the entire game of basketball itself. A moment when the basketball world watched as an 18-year-old phenom, LeBron James, stepped onto an NBA court for the very first time. October 29th, 2003, the stage was set. It was opening night of the 2003-2004 NBA season. The Cleveland Cavaliers were about to face off against the Sacramento Kings. The fans were buzzing. The arena was electric, and at the center of it all was a young player who had been heralded as the future of basketball, even before stepping foot on the court. LeBron James, drafted by the Cavaliers as the first overall pick of the 2003 NBA draft, was the man of the hour. For nearly 3 years leading up to that night, LeBron had been the subject of intense media scrutiny and anticipation. From his high school days at St. Vincent St. Mary to his rise as one of the most hyped prospects in NBA history, LeBron had lived with a target on his back. He had been dubbed the chosen one and the king by the media. There was no denying it. The expectations were sky high. The pressure he faced was unlike anything a player had encountered before. This wasn't just any rookie debut. LeBron James wasn't simply playing his first professional basketball game, he was carrying the weight of a city's hopes and dreams. Cleveland had suffered for decades without a true superstar, and now they had one in LeBron. And while the fans were excited, they were also nervous. Could this young man live up to the immense expectations? As the game began, there were a few things that were certain. 1, the hype surrounding LeBron was not misplaced. 2, he was determined to prove everyone wrong about the doubters. 3, his first game would mark the beginning of something extraordinary, not just for the Cavaliers, but for basketball at large. Setting the scene, the game, the atmosphere. In the Gund Arena, later known as the Quicken Loans Arena and now the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse, was absolutely electric. Thousands of fans filled the seats, their excitement buzzing like static in the air. You could sense the anticipation, the energy building in waves as the clock ticked closer to tip-off. LeBron James stepped out onto the floor for warm-ups, his imposing presence immediately noticeable. Standing 6 feet 9 inches tall and weighing in at 240 pounds, he wasn't just another tall guy in the NBA. LeBron was physically gifted in a way that seemed unnatural, combining the speed, agility, and leaping ability of a guard with the size and strength of a forward. His athleticism was on display even in warm-ups, as he moved around the court with a grace that belied his size. There was no question that this was a different kind of player. But what was perhaps even more remarkable than his physical tools was the calm demeanor he exhibited. Despite all the pressure and the spotlight, LeBron didn't seem overwhelmed. He wasn't a deer caught in headlights. Instead, he looked like a player who belonged, a player who was ready to show the world just how special he was. The Cleveland Cavaliers were taking on the Sacramento Kings, a team that had been a playoff contender for years. The Kings were stacked with talent, including Mike Bibby, Peja Stojaković, and Chris Webber. They weren't the ideal team for a rookie to debut against, but this was LeBron James we were talking about. He wasn't backing down from anyone. The moment wasn't too big for him. As the game began, there was a feeling in the air, an understanding among everyone in the arena, that they were witnessing something special. This wasn't just another game. This was history in the making. The pressure on LeBron was palpable, but he didn't crumble under it. Instead, he embraced it. LeBron's debut performance. From the very start, it was clear that LeBron James had arrived in the NBA ready to play. On his first possession, he was the recipient of a fast break opportunity. It wasn't anything flashy, but it showcased his basketball IQ. He quickly surveyed the floor, looking for the open man. Instead of forcing a shot, LeBron passed the ball to his teammate, providing a glimpse of the selflessness that would define much of his career. He wasn't playing as if he was a rookie. He was playing like someone who had been in the league for years. And that was the thing that stood out about LeBron's first game: his composure. There were certainly nerves, no doubt about that. But LeBron didn't allow his nerves to get the best of him. He wasn't out of control. He wasn't trying to prove something with every possession. He was letting the game come to him. The Cavs were trying to make a statement in their home opener, and while they were facing a talented Kings team, LeBron wasn't intimidated. He played with an aggressiveness that we would soon come to expect from him. LeBron was not just playing to fit in. He was playing to stand out. It didn't take long for LeBron to make his presence felt on both sides of the ball. On offense, he displayed his unique combination of size and finesse, attacking the basket with an intensity that the Kings couldn't quite match. On defense, he showed his lateral quickness and ability to disrupt passing lanes. The kid wasn't just a scorer. He was a complete player. By halftime, LeBron had already made an impact. He had scored 12 points, grabbed 4 rebounds, and dished out 5 assists. These weren't flashy numbers, but they were indicative of his all-around game. It wasn't just about scoring. LeBron was showing that he could do everything: pass, rebound, defend, and make it look effortless. In the second half, LeBron continued to shine. He wasn't perfect. There were some rookie mistakes, missed shots, turnovers, and a few lapses on defense, but overall, he continued to showcase his immense potential. And as the game wore on, it became clear that he was no longer just a player trying to prove himself. He was someone who was already proving himself. By the time the game came to a close, LeBron had finished with 25 points, 6 rebounds, and 9 assists. It was an impressive stat line for anyone, let alone an 18-year-old rookie making his debut in the NBA. LeBron had done more than just show up. He had made his mark. He had played like a star in the making. The aftermath. Reflection on the game. Despite LeBron's stellar performance, the Cavaliers lost the game, 106-92 to the Sacramento Kings. But let's be clear about one thing. The loss didn't diminish the significance of LeBron's debut. This game was not about the result. It was about LeBron James showing the world that he was ready for the NBA. He had delivered on the hype and more. As the final buzzer sounded, LeBron walked off the court, a mix of determination and confidence in his eyes. He had shown that the pressure, the weight of expectations, didn't faze him. This wasn't just a one-off performance. It was a preview of what was to come. And for Cleveland, for the NBA, for the entire basketball world, that was just the beginning. The impact of that first game was felt across the NBA. Analysts, players, and fans alike were left in awe. The performance wasn't just good for a rookie. It was good by any standard. LeBron James was here, and he was ready to change the game. Closing, LeBron's legacy. That night, October 29, 2003, LeBron James didn't just play his first NBA game. He took his first steps into what would become a legendary career. And as we look back on that debut, we realize that it was the beginning of an era where LeBron James would redefine the meaning of greatness in the sport of basketball. That first game was just a glimpse into the future, a future that would see LeBron become a 4-time NBA champion, a 4-time MVP, and one of the greatest to ever play the game. His journey had begun, and the basketball world would never be the same again. So, as we remember that night, let's not just think of it as LeBron's first game. Let's think of it as the moment when a new king ascended to the throne and began his reign over the NBA. Thank you. If you like this video, please subscribe the channel and hit the notification bell for more videos in the future.